Welcome back to Guitar Made Simple. I'm Brian Metzger. This is the third lesson, so if you haven't seen the first two lessons, make sure you go back and get those lessons in order for this to make the most sense to you. At this point, we've learned the strings, the fingers, the fret exercise, so you never have to count frets. We've also learned how to play the C scale, and we've learned that every note in the scale has a number, a letter, a chord, and a scale. At this point, I want to take that C scale and I want to show you that this fretboard, all these frets, all these notes, there are only 12 notes. There's only ever been 12 notes, only ever will be 12 notes. So these 12 notes, every note on this fretboard is one of those 12 notes, which means there's 12 notes between here and here, which means that most of these notes are the same note that's repeated over and over again. So it means there's going to be a lot of patterns that are present on the fretboard. So with each one of these notes, that means there's going to be 12 scales. So this one scale that you just learned, the pattern that you learned it in, you can actually play 12 scales for this. So that's a 12 for the price of one deal. Not bad. I know when I go to the grocery store, if they have 2 for the price of 1, I pay attention. If they have 3 for the price of 1, I'm going to buy it even if I don't want it, just because it's such a good deal. So here's 12 for the price of 1. How can you beat that? All right, so what does that mean, 12 for the price of 1? Well, you understand now the pattern. If you have your first note, your index fingers on the 3rd fret of the A string, that note is C. So if you know that that first note is C, then you know that this pattern starting here is the C scale. Well, all you have to do is move that finger to the 3rd fret of the low E string. That note is G. Because you start there, the G scale starts at G, ends with G. You know that that's the G scale. All right, likewise, let's do it again. Index finger, 5th fret, A string. That note is D. Guess what? That's the D scale. Likewise, index finger, 5th fret, E string. That note is A. So that's the A scale. All right, so let's play those 4 in a row. Two more scales I want to add on to our exercise, and that's index finger on the 7th fret of the A string. That note is E, so this is your E scale. And likewise, index finger on the 7th fret of the low E string, that's B. So that's your B scale. These 6 scales have a pride of place for me, and in later lessons I'll explain why. But for right now, I want you to familiarize yourself with playing these. What's nice about knowing the letters and the numbers, if you can figure out the numbers, you can calculate the letters. So numbers make it universal. So every one of these, the number is going to be the same. 1 for the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Key of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Key of D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Key of A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Key of E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Key of B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm going to ask you to practice this every time you pick up the guitar. You have to tune the guitar, review the strings, the fingers, and the frets, review your C scale, and then play through these first 6 scales. One more thing I can add to this is your right hand activity. So with the pick, I use a method which holds the pick with 3 points of contact. So index finger, middle finger, and thumb. Index finger and the middle finger are on the bottom side of the pick, and the thumb is on the top. And that's the way I hold the pick. There's other ways to do it. This is the way that I recommend, especially if you're starting out to get the most control over the pick. So, and that's how you hold the pick. Then there's something that's called alternate picking. With alternate picking, you allow naturally downstrokes to be followed by upstrokes. And this doesn't have to be, there's different ways to do it, but if you employ this at all, you'll be grateful for it as you go forward to get that natural feel down, up, down, up, down, up. You do it nice and slow, there's no need to rush. All right, we'll see you at the next lesson.